Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I'm Sarah and I'll be your intuitive guide and your reader for the journey that we're going on today. Just a few quick announcements, and I'm super excited to introduce a brand new deck that's the complement deck to the Divine Masculine Healing, the Twin Flame Journey to Union. I received from the beautiful and very gracious Diane Garris, I received her Divine Feminine deck to complement the Divine Masculine deck that we've worked with a couple times here. So I'm super duper excited to be able to share a reading with you guys using both of those decks and to really sort of have a conversation between the counterparts. And I am actually introducing a brand new deck as well. So 2 decks, I forgot. And let me pull out the gift card here because this was a gift from one of our incredible subscribers to the channel. This is a gift from Iris. Iris, thank you so much. I received this about a week ago and I'm just now having a chance to really take a look at this beautiful deck. It's a yogic path. It's an oracle deck and it's based on the yogi's path. So I know many of you will really enjoy that. And then I have Diane Garris's integration deck. I'm going to put the link to Diane Garris's Etsy website below. You guys want to check out her offerings. She's a beautiful Divine Feminine who makes these incredible cards. And I actually just want to show this to you guys. Look at this beautiful image that she chose of the feminine in her true glory and surrender and creativity and passion. I just find this image to be so, yes, it's provocative, but it's in a sensual way. It's a very beautiful image of the Divine Feminine really exhibiting her true power in all her rawness and in her authenticity, and of course the Divine Masculine here in all his strength. If you guys go over to my Patreon, you'll find the link in the description box below to both my website and my Patreon. So if you'd like to work with me individually, you can take a look at the website for that. And also, I posted yesterday morning over on Patreon. It's for the VIP patrons and above, but I did post a very detailed, extensive post giving updates. So I talked about the 2/22/22 portal, and I also talked about there was a movie, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and I dissected some of the lines in the movie because I had been watching it over the weekend, and I found it to be a twin flame movie, and I was so moved to tears several times. I watched it several times actually. I was just moved to tears, and I picked up on certain insight and nuances every time I watched it, and I wanted to share the insight from both perspectives, the Divine Feminine, the Divine Masculine. And I also talk about some just downloads from the journey and from what we're moving through right now, the current energy. So it's an energy update, a 2/22/22 portal update. It's a dissection of the movie. It's kind of an all-in-one post, but I think it'll be really helpful to anyone who has been struggling with these energies over the past several months, who wants some clarity and renewed hope for the journey, because I know a lot of you are in that place of giving up hope. So please do check it out. It's a great way to support the work that I do. And I wanted to remind you guys that the April group coaching program, we are launching the early bird here very shortly, so stay tuned on the channel. Make sure you subscribe, because I will share on the video post here, and I will also share in the community tab when we're going to launch that early bird. So stay tuned, and we're going to get right into the reading. Okay, so I would like to start with the integration deck. I'm going to move the other decks to the side. The integration deck is just kind of calling to me right now, and I feel like there is some pretty powerful energy in swirling around post 2/22/22. So we're now on February 23rd, but we're still very much in the energy of the portal. We're also still in the energy of the full moon in Leo that we had, I don't know, a week ago or so, week and a half ago. And of course, we are still in the Mars and Venus meetup energy as well. So the Mars-Venus conjunction energy is around until April. And then April, we are thrown right into those magic months of April through August, where things really become abundant. We clear for the abundance that we're all seeking, okay? So a lot of beautiful things to look forward to, guys. I'm just gonna shuffle here. We're gonna ask for the Divine Feminine, okay? Definitely empowerment. So we've got the energy of the 7th chakra here, the crown chakra. We've got the energy of the angel of integration, and then the energy of the third eye. So you're working with a lot of upper level chakra energy. So definitely you're working to empower yourself, divine feminine. You're working to connect with what you know to be true without having to have it validated from external sources. So the feminine's really stepped away from sort of the need to, you've stepped away from the need to be validated by friends or validated by your work or validated by parents, you know, structures, societal structures, things like that, validated by a label, validated by a piece of paper, like a certificate or something. And really instead you're empowering, you're empowering yourself. The self-love energy is really shining through right now for the divine feminines, and as such you're definitely making choices. And I've been talking about this for the feminines for quite some time, that you're in this kind of arena of, you have different choices that have been laid out for you, and you get to decide what you do with that energy and what you do with those choices. Like, do I want to continue on the path that I'm on? Is this working for me? Is this serving me? Or do I want to do something different, create a different future for myself? And this is about you being able to see, like the all-seeing eye, the third eye, being able to see what is in front of you, or see what is coming, or in some way perceive, right? Clairaudience, clairvoyancy, claircognizance, that kind of inner knowing. Like, I just know that the future is bright. I just know that this choice is going to lead me to this path, and this other choice is going to lead me on this different path. So it's being able to have some clarity. And that really feels empowering for the divine feminine, because I feel like for the first time, the feminine is not reliant on the divine masculine or what he's doing. And again, guys, if you're new to my channel, I'm going to use he for divine masculine, she for divine feminine, but you know that a female can be divine masculine and a male can be divine feminine. It's just for the ease of the reading and communication. But yeah, the divine masculine, he's definitely in this energy of, you know, he can't give you clarity or answers right now because he's in the healing stage of the journey, whereas you're in this integration stage. You're in this stage of spiritual advancement and really moving forward. And just to clarify, when I talk about moving forward with the divine feminine, I'm not saying that you have to, you can't ever move on from your twin flame, because the connection exists at the heart chakra level. That connection does not die. You cannot break it. Very, 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 I guess there are circumstances where it needs to be broken for the safety or security of one of the twins, but those are very, very small circumstances, okay, out of, you know, all of us who are on this journey. So you can go forward with confidence and empowerment in making these choices about your future, not based on what your divine masculine is doing or isn't doing. I would not encourage the divine feminine to, let's say, take a job where the divine masculine lives just to be closer to the divine masculine. That could actually set things back in the physical versus move things forward. So it could actually have the opposite effect. And you know, again, we can't apply 3D logic to this journey because it just doesn't work. So definitely feminine, you are on the right path. You're empowered right now. You're in a place of empowerment, even if you're physically exhausted by the past few months, you know, December through now. And your heart is really opening at this time, guys. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've cried over the past week. I've cried at the drop of a hat. I've cried in the car. I've cried around people. I've cried in public. I've cried in the store. I've cried when I've heard, you know, like a name. I've cried. I mean, just the tears are really flowing right now. And I talk about that over on the Patreon post. I talk about why it is that we're feeling this way and what is the masculine feeling. There's a channeled message, a few channel messages from the masculine in the post. So it really is, it will bring you a lot of clarity and a lot of peace in your mind and your heart about where you are on the journey at this present time. Now, the masculine, interesting, is trusting their intuition. So where the feminine, you guys are both in that third eye chakra. The masculine's at an even deeper level. Okay, 6E, 6C, these are the different levels within the chakras. So you're thinking about the future. You're definitely in that energy of, you know, what does the future hold, and crafting your future, creating your future, using that sacral chakra energy and that root chakra energy of finally feeling empowered enough to make those changes. And the masculine is really learning to speak to the stars, and he's learning that he is a creator of the cosmos. He's learning that he is part of the whole, that he is a part of this greater whole. He's no longer stuck, or at least he's working on getting unstuck, I should say, from what society says is normal. Like, oh, this is normal, this isn't normal, or this is weird, or this is, you know, like he may have called you a witch or something, or said you're witchy. How do you know those things? Like, you're freaky, or, you know, he may have said those things in the past because he's like, how does she know all these things? Like, you would pick up on things and you would text him or call him and say, like, are you okay? Or like, even last night, I'll share that I was sitting there and I could taste what my counterpart was drinking. I mean, I was like, all of a sudden, it took me about 10 minutes. I'm like, why am I tasting this? And then I realized it's not me, it's my counterpart. And so yeah, there's a closeness between the counterparts right now, and that's why, you know, the heart chakra is opening. So a lot of feminines are feeling, you know, the need or desire to reach out. I want to encourage you guys to really check in and see where your counterpart is at, because even if you feel them strongly in the 5D, doesn't mean that their 3D self is going to be prepared or ready to have that conversation, or they may not be able to tell you what you want to hear just yet. So just keep that in mind, guys. Don't like stress out about what's happening in the 3D right now, honestly. So yeah, the masculines are tuning in to a much deeper level, and they're realizing the connection of themselves to the divine. So if they considered themselves religious in the past, they're now starting to consider themselves spiritual and open up their minds a little bit more to other ideas, other religions, other contexts of the religion, you know, or the meanings of the religion. They may have gone to church in the past, and I don't think a lot of them are going to church necessarily anymore. I think a lot of them are really stepping out and trying to decide for themselves what it is that they really truly believe. I just heard cult. Like, if some of them, if they were in a cult-like mentality, maybe because of their religion or culture, they're definitely breaking free from that now. That's interesting that that would come up. So I think that's for a select few of you, depending on where your masculine resides in the world. And Sacral Chakra, we were just talking about that. Sacral Chakra, pleasure, creativity, the ability to receive pleasure, the ability to really step into that feminine energy and to be that feminine force. And it's beautiful, the swirls of yellow and orange that we're seeing here come through with the masculine. You know, the masculine energy is on this path of enlightenment and awakening as they heal. And they're on this path of where the feminine has already cleared the path to create the life that she desires. The masculine is on the path now to clear blockages, right? So he's clearing the blockages. And guys, remember that you are the master of the 5D. The masculine's the master of the 3D. So just because you haven't seen progress yet in the 3D doesn't mean he's not working on it. It's just that he tends to not show you his progress. He doesn't want to talk about it. He wants to show you. He's a masculine. He wants to show you. He doesn't want to come in and say, I'm working on these things. I'll be ready in a year. I'll be ready in 6 months or 3 months. Instead, he's going to show up like we've talked about, like an easy bake oven. He's going to show up as a well-done cupcake. He's not going to show up where he's half raw in the center. He doesn't want to show up in that way. He's tried to do that in the past, and it was prematurely. So he'd come in prematurely, and he wasn't ready, and then everything would go to shit. And he's realized finally that that pattern of coming in to my feminine's energy when I wasn't ready only hurts her and it ends up hurting me. When he hurts you, he hurts himself. So he doesn't want to repeat those patterns. He's very aware, he's very cognizant of the patterns of the past, and he doesn't want to repeat them. Okay, so tapping into this energy, we're going to head over to Yogic Path Oracle deck. Really beautiful deck. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Words of wisdom. I just saw Kali as I was shuffling, the goddess of destruction. She's a goddess that is feared by many, but She destroys what doesn't serve us. She's the mother of all mothers. She's very protective. It's a beautiful energy. Beautiful energy. Now these are pretty sticky because it's a brand new deck. I haven't used it, so I'm just gonna shuffle really, really well here, and then I may have to spread the cards out in order to do the reading here with this deck. So are you ready for things to be destroyed that aren't serving you, feminine? Let's give it one more good shuffle here. Let's see. Yeah, they're definitely a little sticky. Maybe they'll loosen up here. Okay, they're loosening up a little bit. Oh, there we go. All right, this is for the Divine Masculine. Tejas. I'm not familiar with this, so I'm actually going to take a look here in our guidebook. Okay, this has to do, okay, so it's separated by deities, yoga, chakra, spirituality, Ayurveda. This is an Ayurvedic term. So let's take a look. Oh, Anahata, the heart chakra. Subtle essence of intelligence and courage, radiant and glowing. Beautiful, look at this, guys. The Divine Masculine is glowing, so their inner essence is really shining through at this time. They're definitely being purified. You can see, I mean, she's almost appears like a very, not hollow, but very ethereal vision there. So the masculines are definitely, they're that subtle intelligence, that inner knowing and wisdom, and the courage to live their truth. And that means choosing the Divine Feminine, because first they have to choose themselves. That's what I want you guys to recognize. If your masculine's not choosing you, yes, it means there's, in some way, you're not choosing yourself, but it also means they're not choosing themselves. So choosing themselves first before they can choose you. It says your upright, your intellect and courage glistens in your eyes. You have a radiant glow to you that reflects your passion within, the passion they're feeling for the feminine right now, which is causing the feminine's heart chakra to burst open. You are on this planet for a reason. Yes, we just talked about that with the intuition card here. They know that there's a purpose, a higher purpose to why they're here. And you are deeply connected to your higher purpose. You carry a spark of energy that uplifts those around you and are a natural born leader. Yes, Divine Masculine, yes, you're here to lead. You're here to lead your counterpart in the physical. You're here to lead others. You're here not to be a follower, but you're here to be a natural born leader. As a warrior of love, you are committed to raising the vibration of this planet, even if it sparks controversy. Yes, Divine Masculine, break away from tradition. By being your highest self and committing to your truth, you encourage others to do the same. Committing to your truth, Divine Masculine. Continue sharing your spark with others who have lost theirs. Well, that's fucking beautiful. That is beautiful, beautiful, Divine Masculine. Yeah, this is a fearless warrior, natural born. I'm fearless in my truth. I stand in devotion to my truth, devotion to myself, devotion to my journey, to my Divine Feminine, to this journey that we are on together. Absolutely beautiful. I am so proud, like a mother. I'm so proud of these Divine Masculines. And I had a dream the other night. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that some of us were at a pool party a couple months ago. Sometime like fall of last year, I had this dream, and a few of you reached out and said you were at that same pool party the same night that I had the dream. And there was a lot of younger masculines hanging around, very eager to learn, very eager to hop on this journey. And you know, they have the younger masculines haven't been as scorned, so to speak. They haven't been as burned as the older masculines have. So they had just this it was like the innocence of just, I am so ready. And I was thinking, you don't even know what you're up against, guys. But they were ready. They wanted to listen. There was no ego. It was so, so, so beautiful to spend time with them on that level. And I had a dream about 2 or 3 nights ago, again, with a bunch of younger divine masculines who they come to me in my dreams. And some celebrity divine masculines over the past few years have also come to me in my dreams. And we've communicated in that way. So yes, the waking up is massive on this planet. It's happening at a tremendous speed now. There's no going back. I've said that for a while now. Your divine masculine can't go back to sleep. They're awake. They know what this connection is. They know that this is a once in a lifetime connection. They know that there is a connection at the heart. They know that they can't forget you, but they are still afraid of seriously fucking it up. So they don't want to go back. They're like, they refuse to go back to old cycles. So if your masculine hasn't shown back up in your 3D world, but you're feeling them or you're dreaming about them and you're like, I just know that they're close by. Where are they in the physical? It's because they're trying to figure out a way to be in your life without repeating the cycles of the past, okay? They don't want to repeat the same cycles. They want to make sure that they do things differently this time. As I've said, they're not going to show up half-baked again. They're going to show up when they have something to show. Like, look at all the efforts. Look at what I've been working on. I'm not even going to pretend that I can pronounce this. Svadhisthasana is my guess. Okay, so this is for the divine feminine. So let's have a look at this. Now, some of these terms I'll know from my own yogic training, but some of them I will not know. Chakras. Oh. Sacral Chakra. Aha, Sacral Chakra. Yes, look. So both feminine and masculine got the Sacral Chakra. Yes, yes, yes. So Sacral Chakra, definitely. So this is the chakra, as I've said, of creativity. It's a chakra of abundance. It's a chakra of joy. It's a chakra of pleasure. So this is about what fills your cup, what makes your cup overfill, divine feminine. And this is a creative energy, a very creative energy that wants to come forth. And what makes you feel pleasure? What brings you pleasure? Okay, what people bring you pleasure? Where do you feel pleasure the most? When you're dancing, when you're singing? What brings you joy? What brings you abundance? It's like, make your life a living passion project. Bring that, animate the passion in your life. Also, tap into your Shakti. Tap into that beautiful divine feminine energy that exists within you. And oftentimes this comes out when we're dancing or singing or playful. So it's about that playful energy. And it's very sensual. It's not sexual, it's sensual. It's about moving your body in a certain way, responding to your body in a certain way, how your body responds to people and situations and experiences. And it's about getting in touch with yourself, and yes, that could mean self-pleasuring, but what brings you pleasure on that level? What makes you feel like you're actually truly living and not just existing, okay? Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm gonna go, because I'm so eager to get to this deck, I'm gonna go right into the Divine Feminine deck here, Divine Feminine Healing, the Twin Flame Journey to Union. Beautiful, beautiful deck by Diane Garris. All right, Feminine, what do you need to work on, or what are you working on today? Memories. Yeah, it's been tough, I know, Divine Feminine, because what's happening is we are, again, experiencing that heart chakra opening, and we're experiencing the love pouring through again. So if you kind of felt like you were done with the journey, maybe you felt like you just felt ambivalent towards your counterpart, it's likely that if it hasn't turned on yet, it's going to turn back on. You're going to start to feel those feelings very deeply. The memories of us haunt me. Now, this is the Divine Feminine speaking. Why can't I forget? Okay. Well, we talked about that this is a connection at the heart chakra, but the healing for this is you can't forget because you're not supposed to forget, Divine Feminine. Embrace the memories. They are precious. They are part of you in every dimension. The connection is eternal. You can't have cellular amnesia. Release whatever has felt painful here. Pain and wounds heal if you allow them to do so. Tears are cleansing and cathartic. Crying is a good release, as is journaling, as is some type of ceremonial release. Call in the violet flame to assist. Wrap your memories in a beautiful, luxurious fabric. Allow them to breathe. Honor this connection on every level. The memories are a gift. So the other card that's coming up for the Divine Feminine is reality versus illusion. It's hard to convince myself that this is real, right? So I feel like this is kind of where you were, Divine Feminine, or maybe where some of you still are. Reality versus, or excuse me, yes. Reality versus illusion. So you might have been in this place where, is this even real? Did I make this all up in my head? Is this really my divine counterpart? Is any of this real? The ascension process, you know, the new world order, what's going on in the world. Is any of this real, or is this just something that I've made up? What do I believe to be true? So I feel like many Divine Feminines have been struggling with this energy, and now you're in the energy, or will be moving into the energy soon, of the heart chakra beginning to open. You know, that anahata energy, where it's like, even if you want to forget your counterpart, just memories will start flooding you of different timelines, different experiences shared, or you'll just have this desire to reach out, or this desire to look at their picture, this desire to just be around them. And that's becoming stronger and stronger, Divine Feminine. So let's take a look at this card. The healing is that the reality is that you're in a twin flame connection. The illusion is that you are not. The journey can feel scary. You may feel alone. You may think you're deluding yourself. You may not be able to come to a complete understanding of it, but there are certain signs that can assuredly point to the ultimately undeniable truth and help you know beyond any doubt that you're not making it up. Twin flames will always mirror each other in some way. That is one sign. And there is the knowing. Twin flames, both masculine and feminine, just know, even if such definition remains unspoken between you. So even if you've never talked about it in the 3D. Twin flame souls are showing up here at this time to help heal the imbalance that has occurred between male and female energies on this planet. It's big work. It's important to just accept the mission. Release resistance, okay? So feminines were feeling a lot of resistance, and a lot of you wanted to shut down the connection, shut off your counterpart, block them, deny the connection. Denial was huge. By the way, the Divine Masculine is less likely to deny the connection than the Divine Feminine. But that's for another day and time to talk about. Release resistance. It is the kind of union work that affects and raises up the collective soul. Big. Embrace and do the work. I love this deck. I love this deck more than the Divine Masculine deck, probably because I'm a Divine Feminine, but because it's so damn real. It's like, do the work, like look inward, do the work, recognize that you are mirroring one another, recognize the huge impact that you're here to make on this planet. Don't dim your light. Don't make yourself small. You are here to do big work, Divine Feminine, okay? And yes, the memories are there. They're there for a reason. See if you can embrace them instead of going back. A lot of you feel like, I thought I overcame the longing and now I feel like I'm going back into it. That's not what's happening. Part of that is your masculine's longing. Part of that is the longing that the collective is feeling for what used to be but will never be again on this planet, because things are shifting and things can't be the same because it was a broken system. There's a lot of things that are coming up because you're such a sensitive, empathic soul. You're feeling all of this, Divine Feminine, okay? Be gentle with yourself as you move through this process. So let's step over to the Divine Masculine side here to finish up the reading and see, what does a Divine Masculine need to know at this time? Vulnerability, yes, there we go. See? So they're feeling vulnerable and you're experiencing memories, like a Six of Cup nostalgic energy, thinking about your counterpart and what used to be or what was. And then what could be as well. Being open and vulnerable does not equate to weakness. The healing here, Divine Masculine, is that there is great strength and power in being secure enough to be open and vulnerable. Stand in your power. Stand in this power of being open and vulnerable. Fuck yes. And this is what the masculines are being tasked with doing right now, is instead of closing down or shutting off, they're opening their hearts. And you're feeling this, guys, in different dimensions. You're feeling this in the dream state. You're feeling this in the 5D. And that's why it can be confusing when you look in the 3D and your counterpart says, let's just be friends, or I can't give you what you need, or we need time apart, or I'm seeing someone else, or whatever it is that's happening in the 3D. It conflicts with what you're feeling in the 5D. It conflicts with this energy, right? This heart-opening energy, this Tejas energy. You know, that we talked about, where the masculine is becoming this vulnerable, empathic leader. And you're like, well, what the fuck? Why am I seeing, you know, the opposite in the 3D? And I ask you, it's like I task you with looking within. What are your blocks to love? What are your blocks to being able to surrender fully? Where are your blocks to connection? Right? The job is always internal. It's always within the self. It's very easy to look at your counterpart as separate from you, but they're not. They are you. Alignment, divine masculine. I'm not sure where to begin to come into balance with you or with anything. Life can seem out of control at times. Try to come into alignment and balance in thoughts, words, and deeds. Start with balancing the mind. Pay attention to thoughts because they are things that can manifest into form. Get in tune with your auric field and balance your chakras. Balance the yin and the yang within, and this attunement will start reflecting in your outer world. Ground and center yourself. Meditate, really meditate. Connect with that which is greater than you. Release all lower vibrational earthbound energies and set intentions to align your will with universal will. So, divine masculine, are you able to do that? Are you able to do that in a way which is going to ultimately get you what you want? Are you able to do that in a way which is going to align you with union, align you with your true self and your true desires? Okay, so food for thought for both counterparts. I'm sending you guys a lot of love on your journeys here. Take good care. Don't forget to check out the website, check out the offerings, as well as stay tuned for the upcoming registration for the early bird for the program. Sending you guys lots of love. Take care.